You already know what you should do, but you don't do it. You wait for motivation, for clarity, for the perfect time. You wait until the fear fades, until the path feels safe, until you're ready. But here's the truth the Stoics understood, that ready never comes. The perfect moment is a myth. Waiting is just resistance disguised as logic. Marcus Aurelius woke up every day at dawn, tired, unwilling, and yet he told himself, "I am rising to do the work of a human being." Not because he felt inspired, but because he understood that action, not thought, is what shapes a life. So today, stop waiting for your emotions to agree with your goals. Stop negotiating with your own potential. The Stoics didn't move when they felt like it. They moved because it was right to move. And if you can learn that, if you can act even when your mind screams for comfort, you'll become unstoppable. Because action is where all transformation begins. These are 7 timeless Stoic lessons that will help you force yourself to take action, even when every part of you wants to stay still. Number 10. Stop arguing with reality. Most people waste their strength fighting what already is. They wake up angry at the weather, frustrated by traffic, defeated by a delay or an outcome they can't control. But the Stoics had a rule, a hard one. Don't argue with reality. Because every moment you spend resisting what's already happened is a moment you could have used to move forward. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It's simple but brutal. Life will hand you pain. Life will hand you unfairness. Life will not ask for your permission. You can fight that truth, or you can accept it and use it. Acceptance doesn't mean surrender. It means clarity. When you stop saying, "This shouldn't have happened," and start saying, "This is what's in front of me. Now what can I do with it?" That's when action begins. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The Stoic doesn't waste energy wishing the world was different. He acts within it as it is, because power is never found in denial, it's found in direction. So the next time something doesn't go your way, stop fighting the storm. Use it. That's how the Stoics move forward, not by controlling the world, but by controlling their response to it. Number 9, don't wait to feel like it. You're not always going to feel like it. You won't always wake up ready to work. You won't always feel brave or focused or inspired. But here's what the Stoics understood. Feelings are weather. They change. They rise and fall. They come and go. But duty remains. Marcus Aurelius didn't feel like getting out of bed either. He wrote about it. He admitted it. Yet every morning he reminded himself, "You were not made for pleasure, but for action." He understood that your emotions are not commands. They're just suggestions. And if you live your life obeying them, you'll never build the strength to rise above them. The Stoic doesn't ask, "Do I feel like doing this?" He asks, "Is this the right thing to do?" And then he acts, regardless, because the man who waits for motivation will be waiting for the rest of his life. The truth is, discipline begins where comfort ends. Seneca said, "Do what you must, and your feelings will follow." You don't need to feel courageous to take action. You don't need to feel confident to begin. You simply need to move and let action generate the feeling you've been waiting for. The Stoics didn't chase emotion. They commanded it. So the next time you tell yourself, "I just don't feel like it," remember? Neither did they. They acted anyway. And that's why their legacy still stands. Number 8, motion is the cure. When you feel stuck, when your mind is heavy and your body resists, remember this: motion is the cure. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you wake unwillingly, let this thought be present: I am rising to do the work of a human being." He didn't say, "Wait until you feel ready." He said, "Rise." Because movement, even small movement, breaks the spell of hesitation. You can't think your way out of inertia. You can't overanalyze your way into clarity. You move first, then your mind follows. Seneca warned that he who is everywhere is nowhere, meaning stop sitting in endless thought. Pick one thing, start it, finish it. When you move, the fog lifts. When you act, the fear loses power. The Stoics understood that clarity is born from engagement, not from contemplation alone. You don't have to run a marathon. You just have to take one step, because motion creates momentum, and momentum rewires everything. The problem isn't that you don't know what to do. It's that you're waiting to feel like doing it. But the moment you start, even when it's uncomfortable, something changes. The body wakes, the mind follows, the soul remembers its purpose. So move. Take one imperfect step. Because motion doesn't just cure procrastination, it cures doubt, overthinking, and fear itself. The Stoics knew this simple truth. The cure for hesitation is action. Number 7, cut the noise. You can't move forward when your mind is scattered. Distraction is the modern enemy of action. Seneca warned, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." And he was right. A divided mind achieves nothing. Every notification, every scroll, every small hit of stimulation steals a piece of your focus. And soon you forget what you were even trying to build. The Stoics didn't have smartphones, but they battled the same disease, a restless mind. Seneca wrote that it is not that life is short, but that we waste much of it. Wasted in noise, in gossip, in things that do not matter. And the truth is, clarity isn't something you find. It's something you create by removing what's unnecessary. The Stoic path is subtraction. Remove the noise. Remove the constant opinions of others. Remove the mental clutter that keeps you reactive instead of intentional. Because silence sharpens thought. Stillness strengthens direction. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." That peace is your power. So if you want to take action, start by protecting your attention. Because what you feed your mind becomes your life. You cannot build discipline in chaos. You cannot hear purpose through noise. Cut it, quiet it, guard it like your most valuable possession. Because it is. Number 6, do one brutally honest thing. Daily comfort weakens you, slowly, quietly, without resistance. Every day you avoid what scares you, you teach your mind that fear wins. Epictetus taught that character is built through small acts of courage, not grand gestures, not heroic moments, but tiny, consistent defiance, choosing what's right over what's easy. He said, difficulties show what men are. The Stoics believed that courage wasn't about being fearless. It was about acting despite the fear. So, do one brutally honest thing every day. Tell the truth when lying would protect your comfort. Speak up when silence feels safer. Start that task you've been avoiding. Say no when you need to, even if it disappoints someone. Because every time you choose discomfort on purpose, you reclaim power from the parts of you that run from life. Seneca said, "The path to greatness is rough, and that's exactly why it shapes you. Your comfort zone isn't peace. It's a slow decay." The Stoics trained daily, not just physically but mentally, by doing what their emotions resisted. They knew that comfort was not the reward of life. Growth was. So, start small. Do one hard thing today. Because strength is not built in inspiration. It's built in repetition. One act of honesty, one act of courage, one decision that costs you comfort but buys you character. That's the Stoic way. Number 5. You owe the world your potential. You're not here just to be comfortable. You're not here just to consume, to drift, to wait. You're here to create, to build, to serve. That's duty. The Stoics believed your potential isn't a privilege. It's an obligation. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he never spoke of ambition or glory. He spoke of service, of doing what the moment required with integrity and excellence. He wrote, "What is your profession? To be a good man, not a rich man, not a famous man, not a comfortable man, a good one. And that begins by giving your best effort to something beyond yourself." Seneca said, "No man can live happily who considers himself alone," meaning, your gifts aren't yours to hoard. They're meant to be used. Every skill you hide, every dream you postpone, every idea you bury under self-doubt, it's not just a loss to you, it's a loss to the world. You owe the world your potential, not because it's demanded, but because it's right. The Stoics saw duty as sacred, to act well, to serve well, to leave something behind that makes life better for those who follow. And if you ever feel unmotivated, remember this. The point of life is not to feel good, it's to be good. So stop asking what you can take from the world, and start asking what you can give to it. Because in the end, fulfillment doesn't come from what you consume. It comes from what you contribute. Number 4, discipline over emotion. Feelings are unreliable. Discipline is sacred. The Stoics knew this, and they lived it. They understood that emotions are wild, temporary, impulsive. But principle endures. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that mastery begins when you stop letting emotion dictate your direction. Anyone can act when they're motivated. Anyone can move when it's easy. But the Stoic moves when it's necessary. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simple words, hard practice, because, you see, the mind always searches for comfort, and the body follows. That's why discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. It frees you from mood swings. It frees you from distraction. It frees you from the chaos of wanting to quit every time things get hard. Emotion says, "I don't feel like it." Discipline answers, "Do it anyway." Emotion says, "This is unfair." Discipline replies, "Then endure it." Emotion looks for excuses. Discipline looks for results. Seneca said, "The greatest victory is to conquer yourself." And that's the war every Stoic fought, the inner one. Because if you can master yourself, no outside force can truly defeat you. So just stop waiting for the right feeling. Stop letting emotion make your decisions. Act from discipline. Act from principle. Act from what is right. Not what is easy. Because a man ruled by emotion is a slave, but a man ruled by discipline is free. Number 3, the obstacle is the way. Every resistance is a forge. Every difficulty, is an invitation. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "What stands in the way becomes the way." The Stoics saw obstacles not as punishments, but as tools, shaping the mind, testing courage, refining character. Imagine a blacksmith at his anvil. He doesn't curse the hammer. He uses it. The iron bends, the sparks fly, and, a masterpiece emerges. Life is the forge. Obstacles are the hammer. And your response, truly, is the fire that tempers your soul. Every rejection, every failure, every delay, a chance to practice patience, a chance to act wisely, a chance to grow. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." The moment you hit resistance, just ask, "What can I learn? How can I use this?" The Stoics didn't wait for life to be easy. They didn't pray for comfort. They acted in the mess, in the struggle, because frankly, that's where growth lives. Obstacles aren't roadblocks. They are the road itself. So when life pushes back, stop resisting. Stop wishing it were different. Step forward. Use it. Become stronger, wiser, braver. Because every obstacle is a teacher, and the more you embrace it, the more life bends toward your purpose. Number 2, act without needing credit. True strength is silent. Real power doesn't demand applause. The Stoics taught that doing the right thing isn't about recognition or likes or praise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's the point. Action matters, not acknowledgement. Epictetus reminded his students, "Don't explain your philosophy, live it." In other words, don't wait for validation. Don't pause for permission. Don't measure your worth by someone else's opinion. The world will often misunderstand, ignore, or even mock your efforts. And honestly, that's fine, because the act itself is the reward. Silent diligence builds character. Consistency creates results. Integrity shapes reputation. Quietly, invisibly, inevitably. Think of a tree that grows in a storm. It doesn't boast about its resilience. It bends, it strengthens, it stands. And when the storm passes, everyone notices. You don't need applause to prove you've acted well. You don't need acknowledgement to measure your impact. Discipline, courage, and wisdom don't call attention to themselves. They manifest through results, through action, through lives quietly changed. So do the work. Let others talk. Let the outcome speak. because the Stoics' true victory is not seen, it is lived. Number 1, die living, not waiting. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short life, but that we waste much of it." How many mornings have you waited for the perfect feeling, the perfect moment, the perfect plan? Waiting is the thief of life. Every hesitation, every excuse, every "I'll start tomorrow" quietly steals your hours, your years, your chances. The Stoics understood something radical. Life isn't measured by how much you accumulate, or by what you avoid, or by what you hope for. Life is measured by action, by living fully, deliberately, fiercely. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Don't act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need permission. All you need is this moment, this breath, this choice. Start small. Start now. Take one step, one action, one decision toward the life you've been postponing. Every great journey begins with this simple truth. Waiting is losing. Acting is winning. Die living, not idle, not hesitant, not distracted. Today, now, in this moment, choose to move. Choose to act. Choose to live. Because tomorrow may not arrive. And the life you've been waiting for exists only in the choices you make today. These 10 Stoic lessons are more than ideas. They are tools for forging your mind, shaping your character, and igniting your life. Stop arguing with reality. Don't wait to feel ready. Keep moving. Cut the noise. Embrace discomfort. Honor your potential. Act with discipline. See obstacles as guides. Work quietly. And above all, start today. Each lesson is simple, but their power is profound. Action is the bridge between intention and transformation. The moment you choose to move, life stops happening to you and starts happening through you. So take one Stoic step now. One small act, one courageous choice. Practice this daily. Let discomfort be your teacher, patience your companion, virtue your compass. Remember, you're alive. Don't waste another hour waiting. Act, persist, build, become. And if you commit to living this way, the life you've been waiting for will finally meet you. Subscribe for more Stoic lessons and start living deliberately, not passively.